have a question for pediatricians. If this is a visual representation of my 1-year-old, this is a visual representation of how much snot she creates in an hour. How is that happening? Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? There's so much of it.
I'm a pediatric allergist and I deal with snot all day, so to give you more detailed information about it, I got to give you some context in terms of what mucus actually is and how important it is to your body. Any internal organ that could come into contact with the outside world is lined with something called a mucous membrane that produces a substance known as mucus, which can be found in your nose, your mouth, your digestive tract, your respiratory tree, and your reproductive tract. And mucus is meant to help lubricate these organs. So for example, in your digestive tract, you need that to help poop. And then it also helps protect against outside foreign invaders, such as germs, allergens, irritants, smoke, etc. Your nasal passages produce on average about 1 liter of mucus per day, and oftentimes you don't even know that you're doing it. Your nasal passages make mucus that then traps these particles like flypaper, and it moves that snot down towards your throat and you eat it in a process called mucociliary clearance, and you don't even know that you're doing it. When you are sick, the nasal mucus production can potentially double in quantity, and oftentimes that mucociliary clearance isn't working properly, so a lot of that actually goes out the front through either a runny nose that we call rhinorrhea, or when you sneeze or cough, a lot of that mucus will just come out that direction. Oftentimes when it's cold out, a lot of it crystallizes into what we know as boogers. However, most of the congestion that you're sensing is actually from inflammation that causes swelling of your turbinates, these ridge-like structures that normally help humidify the air, and so it makes it very tight in order to breathe through your nose, and oftentimes it gets clogged. When people eat spicy foods or they sniff strong scents such as from garlic, which you may have seen go viral on social media, people say, oh, I'm clearing out my sinuses, but that's actually not what's happening. What happens is mucus actually just ends up getting expelled from the nasal passages because that's where most of it is being produced. The underlying inflammation doesn't really change that much. You're not really fixing the underlying problem, and then you just produce more mucus that just ends up coming out anyways. Young children, especially under the age of 6, have a hard time blowing their nose or having a good strong cough reflex, and so oftentimes they just have noses that drip and run and run and run, and that can be very worrisome for parents, but it's the body's natural immune response to infections to try to clear it out, or it may be due to allergies or something else, and so if you're at all concerned, you should talk to your doctor and have your child evaluated for it. It's not a good idea for young kids to have cough and cold medicines because they don't necessarily help. They could be potentially harmful. If you have any further questions, feel free to let me know in the comments section and follow me for more information.